I would definitely say there's anti-Semitism is a huge part. Sadly, it's really deeply ingrained. There is extremism. It's a mixture of things, to be honest. I mean, the new prevalent thing is to just call it anti-Zionism because it's an acceptable term. Shouldn't be, but it's an acceptable term. But it is. There's these facets of extremism, religious extremism, anti-Semitism, and hate speech, really.
First of all, we need to understand that there is new kind of anti-Semitism wearing a mask. What I am saying by that, the old anti-Semitism, hate the Jews, beat them, kill them, so on and so forth. The new anti-Semitism right now is not about the Jews, it's about Israel. Now, does this mean that we cannot criticize Israel? If we criticize Israel, does this mean that we are anti-Semitic? No. Israelis themselves criticize Israel more than anybody else in the world. But this is not the point. The point that you can criticize Israel as you wish, except 2 points you cannot touch. Israel's right to exist and Israel's right to defend itself.
You're saying that it's much more than this land is yours or this land is ours.
No, it goes much deeper. The thing is, Israel has become an excuse. It goes beyond that. You know, the anti-Semitism in the Muslim community sadly has existed long before Israel came back into existence. You know, people use this excuse that since Israel has come into existence, it's destroyed the peaceful harmony between Jews and Muslims. You know, if that was the case, the Hebron massacre in 1920, you know, Israel didn't come into existence 1947, 48. So it goes much deeper. There are real religious aspects of it, and these are really being magnified by the extremists to use. And sadly, because anti-Zionism has become acceptable in the Western world, that's the main vehicle it's going under the guise of.
You have to understand that right now in the Muslim world, in the Arabic world, there is a big problem with regard to the religion itself. Islam as a religion itself. The problem that the moderate Muslims, they tell you, well, this is not our religion. The Muslim extremists hijacked our religion. Here is the question that I have to ask the moderate Muslims. Why did you let them hijack your religion? The biggest dilemma that facing Islam as a faith today is not the rising of the extremists, but is the silence of the moderate Muslims. We have to speak up. We have to speak when there is discrimination, when there is persecution to the Christians, to the Jews. We have to speak up. The solution will not come except from the Muslim community.
I get a lot of hostility, to be completely honest. You get people who don't want to hear at all. They're not even willing to hear the argument. But there is also almost this intrigue, almost, okay, I want to know more. I don't understand this. And they can be almost the best kind of experiences because you're able to at least have a conversation with somebody. Once they completely shut down and don't want to hear it at all, there's no way getting through to somebody like that, and that's really frustrating.
When you're acting in this field nowadays is with this message, what are the responses?
There is a lot of angry responses from the Muslim community, but at the same time there is a lot of silence from the Muslim community, especially the moderate. And I think that's the challenges that we're really facing right now. And we have responsibility, anti-Semitism is not only about Jews. Anti-Semitism is also about Christians, it's about Buddha, it's about Baha'is, Ahmadiyyas. Every minority, they have to come together to stand against anti-Semitism.
What could be done?
It has to be multifaceted. Extremism, hate speech has to be tackled on a governmental and legal level. It can't be allowed to happen. Education is important. And also I think people need to actually see Israel for what it is. I mean, there's no greater Israel I'd see than actually coming here. You know, Israeli drivers are crazy, that I will give you. But other than that, I mean, it's an amazing country, and you see the diversity of it. You spend 10 minutes in Jerusalem, you'll find how laughable the apartheid slur is.
But how dangerous has it become in Europe in terms of radical Islam?
I think, I know, massively dangerous. It concerns me because it's dangerous for Muslim communities. It's dangerous for everybody because radical Islam is an intolerant ideology. It's a religious supremacist ideology, and it doesn't tolerate any deviation from it. The sad thing is it's been allowed to grow, it's been allowed to expand, it's allowed to carry on recruiting, really, because Western governments, because of one, fear of being called Islamophobic or being PC, refuse to tackle it. It has to change, or the very future of Europe as a democratic society, is really in danger, to be honest. If we cannot openly criticize something which is wrong, which is detrimental to our society, to our freedoms, then we're going down a very dangerous path.